feel like I have to share this with you today, and especially for some of you who actually overthink, worry, and feeling like they're sitting inside, they're living inside the head. I call this hypervigilancy, out of control, is like the constant internal war. I don't have to say it's not good for us, isn't it? Because we don't want that. We always say the most important thing is peace in life. And I definitely, say yes for that all the time. The calmness of the mind is so important. But the good news is we know so much now how to have that calm mind. And I will share with you what was incredibly powerful for me as a simple realization was understanding and later on embody that each time when I'm leaving myself, I'm reacting. Okay, if you haven't watched my videos, you might not know what does really mean leaving yourself. Leaving yourself is reacting into the life, reacting to everything what is really out there that the mind is trying to make a sense, trying to understand, trying to push, force, trying to be the manager of the life, almost like you feel like you're managing. In other words, feeling like doing the management internally is busy mind, is constantly worry, is constantly trying to fit, trying to organize the life. But the good news is, without your help, most of us, we do this unconsciously, the life moves anyway. Then why to waste that old energy, and why actually waste that energy in the wrong direction? That's another thing. Because the point is that each time you reacting, and reaction doesn't have to be only when you verbally say, when you see with your eyes, you can actually react internally. And this is very powerful because most of us do this unconsciously. Okay, then how to do this, what I'm just saying, how to not to react. The thing is, this is actually nothing to do with, really, because when you start doing it, it will create a problem. How to have the mind that is clear and calm and not reactive. It is really you who will see this yourself. You see, is something going on. You have to notice that tiny space before you start making thoughts, before you start making sense. And my invitation, if you want to try what I did, and it works absolutely miraculous, is when you just to see yourself, you want to again to think of something, there is another story the mind is making, just take a deep breath, one breath, and that breath is really a doorway to something else, because in that moment you all leave yourself to react, to make the story, or you stay within yourself. What do I call within myself? With the seat of awareness, with the seat of the truth of who you are, that is able to observe. Okay, and I would love to take you through that little practice for you to have that tangible experience, what I'm talking about. Let's go. Just close your eyes. Take one soft breath. Notice your jaw is softening gently, your shoulders dropping, your tummy softening. And become gently noticing what is present. Things that you think like you need to do, the story that is moving through, the things you want to work things out. Notice the pressure. Notice that urgency. And now I want you to notice the moment when you don't have to manage those things, the stories, the thoughts, the need to know. Notice that little moment. Notice that tiny moment just before you want to react, you want to make sense. And now the moment when you don't have to manage, you don't have to know. And notice what reminds when you stop managing life. Open your eyes, my loves, and share with me in a comment. What did you experience in that moment when you choose not to react, not to make sense? What was there for you? And share with me, because I love to know. See you next time.